It is time for the Drew Yari Show. Drew Yari.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Saturday. Not Wednesday. It's Saturday. A special Saturday edition of the experience. As some of you know, we had to reschedule on Wednesday due to me feeling like complete poop. Now I'm, I guess, maybe 75% better, but I'm getting there. So if I sound a little groggy, you kind of know why. I'm still on some meds. I'll just put it that way. But welcome to the show, guys. I'm Drew, and with me, as always, is the man himself,
Dustin from we'll just say Spinebuster Tees. Spinebuster Tees, SpinebusterTees.com.
Yeah, right, man. This fucking daylight savings time is just messing with everything, isn't it?
Yeah. You can say that again.
Yeah, it's just like when I usually wake up to go to work in the morning. I usually wake up around like maybe 5-ish, 5:30. For whatever reason, my body wakes my ass up at 4, and I can't go back to sleep. And then this weather sucks. But what can we say? But my mind just went blank for a second.
Oh no, you're good.
But yeah, we are here to cover the week in wrestling. I don't know, just feels like Crown Jewel happened a month ago. Like that's how long this week has been.
Yeah. It felt like it happened like 2 months ago.
Like Jesus Christ, but
like a lot has happened in wrestling, like news wise and stuff this past week. So Crown Jewel's kind of
it's there. It's something that happened. It's a show that happened. But I think there's been more news that's been able to kind of supersede or surpass, a lot of the shows. So
yeah, well, not even just that, like the aftermath of what happened on Raw and SmackDown last night too, as well. So,
But we will talk about it like we usually do. The Friday before Crown Jewel, as you guys know, was taped as the Fridays before most, I guess, overseas pay-per-views are. So I guess there's really no point in covering that. It was a show, it happened, but we'll get to Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel was last Saturday, if you can believe it, which was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, on November the 4th, at the Mohammed Abdul Arena, like it usually is for Crown Jewel. And let's just talk about the card for a little bit. The pre-show match was Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough, and Sami Zayn won. Sami came out to a pretty nice pop. Pretty good match. Really nothing to write home about. I was gonna say I was surprised that Sami won because I think I picked JD to win. Because RJ was on the show with us on last Wednesday, and he even said JD's gonna start getting some wins if he wants to feel, I guess, like he should belong in Judgment Day, but whatever. But yeah, Sami got the win despite some interferences on JD's behalf. But yeah, Sami got the win. What'd you think about the match?
Decent pre-show match. JD had like a gnarly bruise or whatever the hell that was on his ribs. That didn't look good, but Sami won as predicted. I mean, at least I predicted that. I mean, they're not trying to give JD many wins. He's the jobber of Judgment Day, so there's that. But yeah, Sami getting a win. It was a fairly decent pre-show match.
Right, 9 minutes and 40 seconds. The first match of the show was Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre in a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Good match. These guys have wrestled, before, and they usually have pretty good matches. They have good chemistry. Seth is Seth. Seth, if you can get past the goofy, attire and entrance and personality, he can have good matches, obviously. And Drew can have good matches too. Drew, for a big guy, is really good at selling and really good at storytelling. At the same time, this was kind of a paint by numbers match. I don't know if you would agree with that. You kind of figured Seth would win. I really think Seth should just stop doing the pedigree because that looks like shit. Just let Triple H retire with that shit, but that's just me. But Seth got the win, and that's really about it. And aftermath being that Damian tried to cash in, and then Sammy cost him the cash in after trying to enter through the crowd with a hoodie, which I find weird when wrestlers come out in hoodies and try to make it seem like they're not, a part of the roster, but whatever. And then he took Damian's Money in the Bank briefcase and escaped through the crowd. But overall, what do you think about the match and the aftermath?
Very good match of the night. A lot of good false finishes here. Seth won as predicted, and this just continues the downturn for Drew McIntyre as we saw on Monday. So,
right, slowly building. And then I guess not to kind of skip ahead, Drew did not, I guess, show up to Raw. Well, he technically did show up to the arena or outside of the arena. The interviewer had asked him, basically what you think about, what happened last night, and he didn't even say anything. He just got in his car and left. So, after the match, Drew McIntyre was in the back sulking, and Rhea Ripley, dressed up as the Crow, approached him and just kind of gave him the shrug, like, "Hey, I told you." Next was the Fatal 5-Way match for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. Rhea getting a really big entrance with a bunch of I don't know, apparently there was like some significance with the entrance. I really don't know what it was, but I mean, they gave her a big entrance with a bunch of I guess fellow Saudis coming out to kind of greet her. I don't know, but
I mean that was a superstar entrance I ever saw one.
Right. I mean, I knew it was big, but apparently someone said there was like some significance, but I didn't really know. But they didn't really say what it was. But
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, freaking
right.
Saudi men, basically kneeling to a woman. Right. I mean, like,
I get you. Well, no,
that's pretty obvious.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I guess in Saudi culture, that's big. I just my whole thing was I didn't know what it meant. You know what I mean? But Rhea coming out to a big, big superstar entrance. She's mommy. She's Women's Wrestler of the Year. One of the biggest stars in wrestling. Not just one of the biggest women in wrestling. One of the biggest stars in wrestling. She came out. The match was a match. It happened. You knew Rhea was going to go over. Besides Rhea, Zoe looked good. In the ring, she looked great. I mean, she did a pretty big dive outside the ring and knocked down the cameraman. So that was pretty nuts. Raquel's Raquel. I love Raquel. I don't think she's ready yet. Nia, everyone hates Nia, so that's kind of a given. Shayna, I think, to me, was kind of in my opinion, kind of maybe the weak point of the match. But overall, Rhea got the win. She's still women's champion. What did you think about the match?
It was a women's match.
All right, then.
It was decent.
Right. What do you think about Rhea dressed up as the Crow?
It was cool. I mean, I didn't really see the Crow, but it was cool.
It was the Crow. I don't know. It definitely looked like the Crow. Next is you had a singles match between Solo Sikoa and John Cena. I was off by this match because I figured it was going to be, Cena getting the win after maybe a Jey Uso interference comes in, but Jey interfered in another match. But Solo came out.
And I also question, too, why would Cena need this win?
Right. But we were predicting on Wednesday, I believe, that all three of us were like, yeah, Cena's going to get the win because going into the match, Cena kept making it very clear.
Well, y'all two were more into that. I was like, I I see what y'all are coming to, but like I still predicted Cena, but I'm still thinking here. I'm like, why does Cena need this win here? Like, what's the reason behind it?
I was very much on the camp of like Solo needs his win more, but like I figured they're making it a talking point that Cena hasn't won a match in 5 years, or a televised match in 5 years, or whatever. Solo needs his win more, but I think they're going to give it to Cena. That was kind of my take.
Right.
But I'm obviously happy that Solo won because Solo's here. He's the star of the future, and and Cena is the star of the past, and Cena's job is to put over the talent. Which it's still weird to think about that Cena, for years was known as pretty much the Grim Reaper of burying talent, quote unquote, and now he's putting over talent. So it's good to see. I think I love. It sounds weird to say, but like, for Cena, it's like absence makes the heart grow fonder. So whenever he does show up, it's big, and he puts over the younger talent, which is what he should be doing. He's making that DC, comics money, over in Hollywood. So, and the strike ended on what is it? Was it Thursday? Last Thursday?
Something like that.
So. So he's going back to Hollywood, so who knows when we're going to be seeing him. But, yeah, this match surprised me, but it surprised me in a good way. And, Cena really making an effort to take out that thumb, so that way, he doesn't get that Samoan spike, which I thought was good storytelling. And, nonetheless, Solo just starts fucking crushing his larynx, quote unquote, and gets the win. So Solo got the win. No Paul Heyman out there, which I thought was interesting. But overall, what'd you think about the match?
It was all right at best. I mean, it wasn't grand or anything like that. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything a match of the year. I'm not even gonna remember his match 2 or 3 years from now. So, but the right person went over. So, and I think in the grand scheme of things, they'll roll this in Solo's career highlight package. This will be one of those matches, one of those moments. So,
do you think it was a good match in terms of getting somebody over?
I guess so. I mean, he was already over as it is, but I guess it's because he beat John Cena, but it was like I don't think his stock went up. I mean, his stock is already high already. Like, I don't think it really went up any more than what it did already. So, but,
All right. All right. So next is you had the United States Championship match between Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio. Logan Paul making a big entrance, riding a, I don't know what you call those vehicles through the desert. And Doom buggies, there you go. Coming out. And then Rey Mysterio came out to his entrance. Pretty good match, as you can imagine. Logan Paul goes without saying he is maybe the best celebrity, to wrestle. An outsider to come in and really take over. I won't say take over the business, but who's been able to learn the business better than most outsiders. So it goes without saying. And then Rey Mysterio is Rey Mysterio. He's Hall of Famer. He's great. He's great at everything. It wasn't crazy about the finish, but then it kind of tied into SmackDown, which we'll get into. With the finish being, Logan is given his brass knucks by one of his goons, and Ray knocks it out. And what's his name? Escobar comes out to kind of chase off the goon, and he sets the brass knucks on the apron. And Logan grabs it, hits Rey Mysterio, goes for the pin, 1, 2, 3. After which, I thought it was kind of funny that Logan was shaking Ray's hand, saying "Thank you, Ray," and Ray's going, "I know what you did, Logan. I know what you did." And Logan's like, "No, won this fair and square." So now Logan's a champion finally in WWE, as you predicted, as both of us predicted, actually. Yeah, it was a good match. But overall, what'd you think about the match?
It was a fair match. These two can have a bad match. Logan's excellent what he does. Being somebody that is not a full, he's a professional wrestler, but like he didn't grow up in the business. He didn't go to training, down at Full Sail for not Full Sail, but for the Performance Center for like 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? He's just a natural athlete. And he's pretty much good at anything that he does. I mean, he wins boxing matches. He fought Floyd Mayweather and, gave Floyd Mayweather a few shots in that fight. And, he beats Rey Mysterio here. And, man, he should be, he's U.S. champion, which I predicted. Give him a mid-card title. Let him run with this. See what he does with it. And, next is now he's going to have the championship through WrestleMania, which he may go up against LA Knight, perhaps. So we'll see.
And just, I guess, a little fun fact, Logan Paul was trained by Shawn Michaels, Shane Helms, and Drew Gulak.
Yep.
So he learned. He definitely did learn the business the right way. Next is he had a singles match for the WWE Women's Championship, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. I don't know. It's just me. Just something felt off about this match. I don't know if it was the crowd or maybe Bianca's maybe shaking off that injury or whatever, but not to say this match was bad per se. It just wasn't the match it wasn't the match I wanted it to be, because I love both women. I think Io's great. I think Bianca's great. But I don't know, the match just kind of felt off to me. I don't know what it was, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to. During which he had Kairi Sane come back to join Damage Control, and she helped Io get the win. And now Kairi is a part of Damage Control. What'd you think about the match?
The match was good. I thought it was a pretty good women's championship match. Crowd was dead for it, but I mean, I still thought it was a good match overall between these two. But Kairi Sane came back, which we talked about for a while now on her coming back. So she ended up coming back, which is awesome, great. Looks like WWE is really like that. The women's division is really getting close to being the best talent women's division in wrestling. I mean, they still probably need maybe a couple more names, but as of right now, they're right there. But Kyrie back, and what happened on SmackDown? We see what's happening for pretty much for War Games. We pretty much see War Games being played out right in front of our eyes. So
yes, sir. And it's gonna be in 2 weeks. Thanksgiving's already in 2 weeks, and then War Games. So it's can't come any sooner. Next is you had Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest in a singles match. We've seen these guys wrestle before, and they can have good matches. Obviously it's not a bad match, but it's just like we've seen this match before. And as you pointed out on the last show with Almost a Stain, these two have had 2 or 3 matches on Raw. So good match, very predictable. Judgment Day came out, of course, and Jay made the save, but Cody got the win, and Cody having to do 3 crossroads on Damian. So I guess in some ways it still protected Damian, where it wasn't just like 1 crossroads, 1, 2, 3. It's like no, he had to put him down with 3 crossroads. So, but what'd you think?
It was a Monday Night Raw match. Monday Night Raw main event on pay-per-view.
All right then.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it was a TV match.
Right. I mean, this whole show in general is like I think you said it too. It's basically a house show with a budget.
Yeah, pretty much.
The main event for the United States, or Undisputed, Jesus Christ, let me repeat that. Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns, the champion, versus LA Knight. Not a bad match. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this match, but I think LA Knight's fine. He'll be fine. I mean, on Friday he came out and got the biggest pop of the night, got a good promo. And it looks like they maybe want to revisit him and Roman down the line, and it looks like they're obviously going to keep him in that main event spot. He sells the most merch, sells more than Roman, which apparently is making a lot of people in the back not happy, allegedly. I'm at this point where it's just like I want to see Roman just drop that title already, because not trying to sound like a Roman hater, but it's just like his matches are all the same. Like, he works this very methodical, slow style where he doesn't sell and he just talks a lot into the camera. And every Roman match ends with a referee bump or 9 times out of 10 a bloodline interference. And all of us point that out, but I don't ever see anyone on TV pointing that out unless I'm missing something. But
they're not going to point that out.
which I don't know is weird, because you would think like with Cody when he lost at Mania the day after, I didn't hear him say if it wasn't for Solo I'd be champion. So I don't know why nobody points that out, but whatever. Yeah, Roman won as we kind of predicted, but what'd you think?
I thought it was a really good match. I thought the ending sucked. I didn't like the ending of it, but I thought the match was good itself. LA Knight showing why he is, going to be in the conversation of whenever Roman drops the title of one of the guys that's gonna have a shot at the WWE Championship, and in 2024, 2025, whenever Roman drops it. But I mean, I thought he held his own in the ring, but I just didn't like the ending. So, it was passable. It was a passable show. Favorite match was Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Least favorite, I don't know, maybe Cody and Damian Priest.
Okay. I'm gonna go with you. I like Drew and Seth's match. I'll say that as my favorite match, and Logan and Ray's being a close second, even though I wasn't crazy about the ending. Least favorite, I'll say the fatal 5-way match with the women. Didn't really care for that at all. But that was Crown Jewel. I gave it a C-. That was kind of my overall grade. 7.5 out of 10. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
Okay, I thought I lost you for some reason. So now we're moving on to Monday Night Raw. With some fallout from Crown Jewel. The show opens with Sammy coming out to a... No, actually, wait, was it Sammy? No, it was Seth, I'm sorry. Seth came out and addressed the match and wanted to thank Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn said that he had to give back the Money in the Bank briefcase, per Adam Page. And Seth, as his way of gratitude, said, anytime, any place you want a match, it's all yours. So they end up making the match for later in the show, the main event. Seth and Sammy, which for a second I was like, I don't know, I wouldn't mind seeing Seth and Sammy at Survivor Series, but this is just fine. It sets up the eventual War Games match.
Yeah, and plus Sammy being anywhere outside of War Games, it didn't call for it.
Right.
Because he's been feuding with the Judgment Day the longest out of pretty much anybody.
Yeah. Backstage time with Judgment Day, where Priest is pissed off, and I don't know, I cackled whenever he got mad at JD, and it just goes, "Did you pay for that shirt?" He's just looking for any reason to just go off on that guy. I thought that was funny. Then he had New Day versus Judgment Day. I believe it was it for the tag titles, or was it non-title?
I think it was for the tag titles. I think.
Okay, decent. Good match. Woods and Kingston are capable of having good matches, and it was a good match, and Judgment Day got the win, as they should. Next is Akira Tozawa versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Akira still wants to prove himself to Alpha Academy by taking on, pretty much main event talent. And, of course, Nakamura got the win. And, let's see. You had a fatal 4-way match to determine who's going to face Gunther at Survivor Series. The Miz, Bronson Reed, Ivar, and Ricochet. Miz got the win in a controversial finish, which turned out that was not supposed to be the finish. Or it was supposed to be the finish that Miz was going to win, but it was a botched finish. Where what happened was, what was it? Miz was pinning... who was Miz pinning? Was he pinning Bronson Reed? or was it?
No, it wasn't Bronson Reed. I think it was I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, like Miz was pinning somebody, and I think Ivar or Bronson Reed was pinning somebody at the same time, and the referee was counting with both hands, which I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that was a botched finish, and turns out it was. But yeah, Miz got the win, so Miz is going to face Gunther at Survivor Series. They're pushing Miz as a babyface.
Never mind. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, never mind.
Okay. They're pushing Miz as a face, so so he's going to face Gunther. So could be a good match. Miz can obviously have good matches. He's capable of it, and he was kind of wrestling maybe a little differently in this match than what I've usually seen him as. But again, Miz is capable of having good matches, and I'm pretty sure him and Gunther will have a good match. So, and then afterwards, was it Bronson Reed beat up Miz? Ivar, there you go. Again, this has been a long week. But yeah, Ivar beat up Miz, and they're going to have a match next week. So, nice. The Creed brothers officially signed with WWE Raw, and they made their debut against DIY. Good match. I mean, good match as you can imagine. DIY is DIY. They're great. Good to see them back together. And the Creed brothers are great. And they had a really good match. It's good to see them getting some wins. It's good to see the company kind of putting the gas behind the Creed brothers, and they view them as future stars. Which
I don't like how they had to have that. They had to had DIY lose here. I get what they were doing with DIY, but like you just put DIY back together. Why have them put them in that position to lose? Right. Doesn't matter how they lost; they still lost.
Right, I get you. But yeah, whatchamacallit, Ludwig Kaiser came out and cost the Creeds, or not the Creeds, DIY the match. Do you think that there'll be some retaliation from the Creeds to Imperium?
From DIY, you mean?
No, I meant like the Creeds are going to go up to Imperium and be like, you didn't need to fuck with that match, or I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because they already beat Imperium, right?
The Creeds?
Who they beat? Not last week, but the week before. Oh no, it was Alpha Academy. Never mind. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
And then DIY can return the favor by fucking with Imperium's match. I don't know. Well, Ivy Nile made her debut, I think, at the next match, the Women's Battle Royal, to see who would face Rhea Ripley at Survivor Series for the Women's Championship. Ivy Nile had a pretty good showing. I think she was like the final five, which is good because I like Ivy Nile, so I want to see what she does. Eventually Zoe Stark got the win, which I was a little surprised by, but I like Zoe Stark. I think Zoe has all the tools. She's lacking, obviously one thing, which is, the ability to talk on the mic. So we'll see how she does at Survivor Series. What'd you think about Zoe winning here? Were you surprised?
Not surprised, but again, I question the logic behind, because didn't she get pinned by Rhea
at Crown Jewel?
Yeah, who Rhea pinned at Crown Jewel?
Hold on, let me go back to that real quick.
Oh well, whatever. Well, she did lose to Rhea too. Like she got pinned because she was in that triple threat match too with I think it was like Rhea and Nia Jax.
Right.
So she got double pinned there. Like I don't know. It's just, I mean, I get what they're doing. I appreciate it. Try to get new stars and but it's like there's no really. She's no threat.
Right. It'll probably be a good match.
No, it'll be a good match. I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad match. It's just predictable. No threat. No. It's like, oh man, maybe Rhea will lose here. You should have that feeling in any match. But I don't see a chance whatsoever. And plus, 2 heels going at it too as well. So that's another thing. So
yeah, that was weird.
I'm not invested.
Yeah. Before the match, Becky was coming down to the ring, and then Xia Li took her out. So Looks like they want to do something with Xia Li, which is good because Xia Li's talented. And we need more faces. We need more fresh faces on the roster. So, let's see. Did I miss anything? No, I don't think I did before we get to the main event. So the main event was Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship. Really good match, as you expected for both of these two. Have these two ever really had a match together, or like a feud or whatever?
No, not a feud per se. They definitely have matches against each other, though, for sure.
Well, I kind of figured they had matches on like the Indies, like Ring of Honor or whatever. But as far as like WWE goes,
yeah, they definitely have matches against each other. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can probably say. I mean, I'm pretty sure sometime in the pandemic era they had a match or two against each other, but I don't know. But yeah, Indies for sure. Like Ring of Honor, like it's definitely a thing. But yeah, they haven't had a lot of matches, but like. I know, like, I think, like, in 2019, they had, like, a match against each other or something like that, like, on Raw.
Right. Sammy's just really damn good. Like, he's
been great forever.
Oh, yeah. Like, I love Sammy. I don't know, just maybe I'm being picky. I kind of wish he would go back to the, not clean-shaven, but, like kind of cut the shaggy hair and go back to 2016 NXT Sammy. That's just me. But he's really good.
With the cab driver hat?
Yeah, there you go. Skanking all the way to the ring, as he used to do. But Sammy's over. People love Sammy. Sammy is the, I guess, the new Mick Foley in a way, where he's the everyman. He comes out, cuts really good promos. People love him. I don't know if maybe having him lose all the time. I'm not saying he should have won this match. I'm just saying, like, he's been cashing a lot of L's lately. I mean, he won against JD, but I don't know. I love Sammy. I want to see him in a bigger spot. But I like the fact that they're believing in Sammy and putting him in, a bigger spotlight, on Raw, especially since Kevin Owens went to SmackDown.
He will be world champion next year in some fashion.
I hope so. I love Sammy. Sammy's good. Sammy's great. And of course, Seth got the win in an interesting way. Like, Seth didn't just straight up pin Sammy. Like, I think he did like a schoolboy or something, or a version of a schoolboy. And so I guess in some ways that still protects Sammy, which is good. After which the heels came out, the Judgment Day came out to kind of fuck with everybody, and then Cody came out, Jay came out, and they were brawling outside of the ring. To which Adam Page, Jesus Christ, Pierce, Adam Pierce, not Adam Page, Adam Pierce. Came out and had enough and said, "You guys want to keep fighting? You guys want to play games? War games!" Not as good as William Regal, but, for legal reasons, William Regal can't appear on television. So, Pierce had to make the announcement, and the place went nuts, and they were still brawling after the show went off. So, nice ending to Raw. Pretty decent Raw. I would say a better Raw than the past few weeks, but overall, what you think about Raw?
It was good. I just have to question the War Games. I mean, I know the War Games match is going to come, but why is, as of right now, there's no Bloodline in it, and there's probably not going to be any Bloodline in it. So it's kind of questioning, like, why was Rhea Ripley making deals with the with the Bloodline? Like, I don't know, but. Right. I don't know. It is what it is. It's just kind of gonna ask me questions like, what does LA Knight do at Survivor Series? What does Jimmy do at Survivor Series? What does Solo do at Survivor Series? If John Cena's gonna be there, what is he gonna do at Survivor Series? Like I don't want to see Cena and LA Knight versus Solo and Jimmy again. That'll be fucking awful if they do that again. But I don't know.
I mean, at this point, do you think it's too late to just do like traditional Survivor Series matches?
I mean, if they do one, but what's the team gonna be?
Yeah, good question.
There's not enough players involved to make teams. That's
why I don't like the fact that they did a crown jewel at the beginning of November. I mean, if any, they should say that shit for like December, if anything, because.
Well, I mean, it's contracted through Saudi for it to be in November, so.
I don't know. It fucks with the.
I mean, show. I agree with you, but is just the hand that they were dealt.
Yeah, that sucks. That was Raw. Before we get to NXT, let's talk about the big news for NXT. Next year, in September, I'm sorry. NXT will be moving away from USA Network, and they will be going to CW. The CW will broadcast NXT starting in September. PWI Insider reported earlier in the afternoon that two sides were in deep negotiations, so much so that an announcement could happen at any time. No financial details were disclosed. Actually, there were. I believe the deal was, I think, somewhere around like 25 to 35 mil, which is
a year, yes,
which is a huge increase from USA Network. The biggest increase for WWE NXT media rights ever. So next year, NXT will be on CW. SmackDown will be on the USA Network. There's even talks about Raw moving away from USA and maybe going to FX. That's just a rumor.
FX and a dark horse is Warner Media, so TNT or TBS.
No, I think I believe we did talk about that on Wednesday, and me and Jeff Lippman talked about it on our Patreon show. But overall, I obviously think this is a good move. I mean, this could help NXT get over better than they were on USA, because they're on a basic cable network, kind of like SmackDown was on Fox. Maybe it can get them more ratings, more publicity. CW is said to be going into a different direction as far as how their shows are, because for the longest time CW was very much about their shows and their sitcoms, like the Arrowverse, the DC, comic book shows.
I can't tell you one show that comes on CW. I haven't watched anything on CW for like the last 15 years at least.
Oh, let me look that up. This should be fun. CW shows, because they just canceled Superman and Lois. So that was the last of their shows, or their DC comic shows. Let's see, CW Network. What the hell plays? CW Broadcast Channel. Nope, can't find shit. Can't find a clear answer. The only show I know that's still playing is Walker, and that's
Texas Ranger.
Yes, but okay. So Jared Padalecki, who was on Supernatural, he's the producer of the show. He's also the star of the show. He had said that they bought the rights from from Chuck Norris to do Walker.
Oh, this is a remake?
Yes and no. It's not. The Chuck Norris one was really over the top and wacky, where this is more of a dramatic version of Walker.
But it's Walker Texas Ranger.
Yes, but it doesn't really. I don't know. It is and it isn't, but it's more of a dramatic telling of Walker Texas Rangers.
Right. Yeah, I get you, but
yeah.
Okay, all right, interesting. All right, okay.
It's not the wacky, zany Walker Texas Ranger that we loved. It's more. It's a dramatic telling. It's more of a dramatic cop show. I'll just put it that way. And there's a spin-off that came out. So, but that's the only show I know that's playing. Again, they just got rid of all their DC Comics shows, the last of which being Superman and Lois, which they're going to have their last season.
Never heard of it.
Superman and Lois?
Never heard of it.
Okay. But, but you did hear of, Arrow and The Flash, right?
I heard of Arrow and The Flash, yes. But I never heard of Superman and Lois. I know Lois and Clark. Know that one. But
it's actually pretty good. It's kind of like what they did with Henry Cavill's Superman movies, where it's a little not edgy, but a little darker, but at the same time they don't fade away from what made Superman special. They kind of have those Smallville vibes. So it's a pretty good show. Yeah, it's getting into season 4, and that's going to be the last season. They canceled it. So CW wants to go into sports. They want to show, sports shit. So hence why, they brought in NXT and NWA question mark?
Well, no, NWA's, they're done.
Okay.
They're done. They're not going to be on TV now. They're going to be relegated to the CW app, which holds less viewership than where they were originally. So obviously YouTube. So it's they ain't looking up for NWA. I can tell you that.
Basically, for anyone that's been living under a rock. So I think it was the last show or the week before, or maybe even like before that, where it was announced that NWA had signed a deal with CW to have a weekly show and I believe a backstage show, which we talked about. Hey, it's pretty good for NWA. They're getting some publicity. Good for them. Granted, it was going to be on at 2 a.m, but still good for them. At a recent NWA pay-per-view, I guess, there was a segment where they just randomly show Father James Mitchell and a bunch of women doing cocaine, and there really is no talk about how legit the cocaine was, if it was real.
I don't think it was legit, but
okay. Either way, they did that knowing they had a deal with CW, but there was already talk of CW going, "What the fuck? Why are you doing this?" And from what Justin said, CW just went bye-bye.
Yeah, to be honest, let's say they didn't do that. Let's just say it was, normal. They would have been on 2 a.m. in the morning.
It's anyway. still stupid that they did.
It's still stupid, but it's who the fuck is gonna see NWA at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, I get you. They got WWE programming now, but it was still stupid as hell to do. You did a segment to get over Father James Mitchell. I like Father James Mitchell, but it's why did you do that? It was stupid as hell. So I don't know. I don't feel sorry for him, but yeah, WWE they're spreading fast. But I don't know if we talk deep as much about this, but let's kind of go into Raw before we get to NXT. Let's talk about the possibility of Raw moving to either FX or Turner Broadcasting. On the previous show, we did talk about Turner possibly losing the NBA, which that's a big deal because the NBA's been on Turner Broadcasting since as long as I've been alive. 1989.
Since 1984, I want to say, where they originally started.
That was 89.
You may be right. I don't know.
But yeah, the NBA has been on Turner Broadcasting since ever, and that's a big deal if they lose them. Because Warner Brothers.
It was 89. It was 89. Yeah.
All right, good. Warner Brothers Discovery's, they're already losing money, so this can't be good for them. Do you? This is kind of an obvious question, but do you think there's a strong possibility we could be seeing, WWE Monday Night Raw or just WWE Raw in general on TNT or TBS in the future?
It is less likely that's going to happen on Turner.
Right.
More likely, if I had to rank in order, I think it's USA, FX, and Turner in third place. Still a chance, but it's the least out of those three.
That'd be so weird seeing WWE programming on TNT.
If that happens, then the obvious is going to happen. So
right. Say they go on FX. Do you think that's going to be kind of similar to when they were on Spike TV? They'll probably go back to being a little bit more edgier and adult oriented. That's not really their call. Is
if they're going to be edgy or not. I don't even think they need to be edgy.
I say that.
I mean, they
because
can be edgy, but like, is it needed? Is it going to make the TV product better than what it already is right now? I mean, probably very minimum, but like, I don't think it's like, oh man, now they're saying fucking shit on here. Like, oh my god, it's so crazy now. Like, I don't really think it's really going to do much. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I may be wrong, but I just don't really see it being a huge factor as far as quality of TV show that we get.
Right. But what do you think is the better fit for them, if they do move away from USA? Do you think it could be FX or TNT? As far as, like, what will be a better fit for them financially and ratings-wise?
TNT, Turner.
All right, then.
100% Turner. No one, like, would know to go watch FX for wrestling. It's always been Turner or USA Network, for the most part.
It'd be weird seeing a wrestling show on FX, because I don't know, FX is known more for doing shows, dramatic shows like Atlanta or Reservation Dogs, The Shield, Sons of Anarchy.
They have no live broadcasting on there whatsoever. Well, you know what? Let me see. Hold on. I may lie. Hold on. Well, they've done. I think MLB. I want to say. Hold on. I think. Hold on. No, not MLB. They done sports on FX before. Let me find it real quick.
Was it NASCAR? Was it NASCAR? I think it was NASCAR.
I don't know. It could have been NASCAR, but when I'm looking up FX Sports, I'm actually go to Fox Sports. I'm talking about FX, and there's FS1, and a lot of people get confused with FX being associated with Fox for obvious reasons.
Right.
But I don't know. But I'll have to look it up later. But I'm pretty sure FX has had some type of live events on there in the past. I think.
Right. Report about CW or NXT going to CW. The Wrestling Observer newsletter offers up a few more details on the deal, including a report that discussions are being had within the company about making NXT a touring show, traveling to arenas across the country to film episodes live. However, nothing is set in stone as of yet. With a few exceptions, NXT has long been taped at the Performance Center. This has started changing, however, with recent PLEs held on their own weekends. I don't know. I've been wanting that to happen for the longest time. They need to get out of that Performance Center. That crowd sucks. Like, there's been moments where there's been really good matches and the crowd just seems like they're sitting on their hands and just clapping politely.
Yeah, and then they're over-cheering for matches that are not that good.
Yeah. But, I mean, they do need to get out. They do need to get the fuck out of Full, or not Full Sub, I guess, was it the Capitol Wrestling Center?
Yeah, Performance Center, yeah.
Performance Center, there you go, which... Hey, once that happens, good. I'm all game. These guys and girls, they need to see more than just Florida. So, I mean, I imagine they're going to start slow and just go to other arenas in Florida, go to Tampa, Miami, Orlando, or not Orlando.
Yeah, they don't. NXT doesn't need to go anywhere. Like, they don't need to go to Seattle, or they don't even need to come to Texas. Like, just like be like in like Atlanta, Orlando, Jacksonville. Miami, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, like right there in that southeastern part of the United States. They don't need to do anything special at all.
Right. I mean, eventually, let's say there's high demand for NXT to be seen, around the country. Do you see them, expanding?
I mean, of course, but I don't think it's necessary.
All right, fair enough. But let's talk about NXT, the show that happened on Tuesday. What happened? Oh yeah, Heritage Cup match. Akira Tozawa versus Noam Dar. Alpha Academy accompanied Akira to the ring. Kind of disappointed because they didn't really add anything to the show. It just felt like they were just there. I don't know if you felt the same way, but Darwin.
Well, they're there to support Akira, and Akira is, obviously the way he's portrayed on Raw as this joke jobber. Here on NXT, he's presented as how he's supposed to be presented as a credible threat to anyone. I think if someone like Otis or Chad Gable, were to go, full out, I think that will take away from Akira Tozawa.
Right. I just kind of wish they did maybe a little bit more with that. Again, at the same time, without taking that shine away from Akira. That's just me. But okay match. Of course, Noam got the win. Next is you had what is it? Lyra Valkyria came out to make her first official, I guess not announcement, but I guess like a promo as the new women's champion. I like that theme. The theme's dope. And the fans actually seemed excited for once. The NXT fans. She had a short and sweet segment, to which Xia Li came out and pretty much just said, just because I'm on Monday Night Raw doesn't mean I'm not done here. So it looks like Valkyria's first opponent is going to be Xia Li. I don't know what you think.
It gets Xia Li on TV, but I have a feeling Becky Lynch is going to be involved in some fashion. No?
Yeah, which is kind of weird. But let's see what else happened. Mick Foley did a segment via satellite, as they used to say, announcing the qualifying matches for the Iron Survivors matches, or Iron Survivor match at Deadline. The first being Fallon Henley versus Tiffany Stratton. Good match. Tiffany's obviously the star. She's a star. I mean, she's more than likely going to be on the main roster pretty soon. I just don't know when. I would say maybe come out on the Rumble, but I don't know. And Fallon's good. She's good. I don't really see her getting over. I just see her as someone who's a good hand. But that's just me. But Stratton, of course, got the win. There was a referee that came out of Shawn Michaels' office and were told to exercise discretion in relation to the rules and Tuesday in the match between your boy Von Wagner and Braun Breaker. While that's happening, Ava Raine is seen entering HBK's office. So I don't know what you make of that. Otis had a confrontation with Drew Gulak, so they set up a match for later on. And what I'm assuming is your favorite match of the year. Next, Von Wagner versus Braun Breaker.
Oh, it was match of the decade. Fantastic. Just came out looking like a man. Did Mankali. But yeah, it was a fun match.
Yeah, it was a fun match. It did what it needed to do. Braun got the win, which I don't know. I'm enjoying Von. I think Von needs to start winning matches though. But I don't know. But Braun got the win.
I mean, in my eyes, he always wins.
Fair enough. Braun got the win, after which Wagner puts Breaker through the table. Vic Joseph even said, "I don't give a damn about my candy. Put him through the table, Vaughn." So I thought that was funny.
Which is a great insight. Like, if you've been paying attention.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw what happened to him on I think it was like the Halloween Havoc show last week, where he was like "Where's my candy?" Like before the show.
Yeah.
I forgot who took his candy though. I forgot who took his candy, but yeah, it was pretty funny.
Like every time someone goes to the table, he's like, "Oh, my candy." Yeah, I've been paying attention. So I like Vic. I don't think he gets enough credit though. Next is you had Kalani Jordan, Roxanne Perez versus Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez. Perez and Jordan won the match. Looks like they kind of want to still keep this feud going, or maybe I guess maybe start a feud with Perez and Vice, or at the same time have a Jordan and Vice feud. I don't know. What do you make of that?
I have no idea.
All right then.
I have no idea. I think they may want to make Kalani and Roxanne maybe a tag team. I don't know.
Yeah,
which I'll be fine with. But How should I say, Kalani, man, she is so smooth in the ring, man. She's so good.
Oh yeah, I agree. Everyone loves Lola, and I love Lola too.
Yeah, Lola's great, but
Yeah.
Kalani's like she's well more
much
far
better.
along than she's excellent, man.
She's much smoother in the ring than Lola. Lola, aesthetic reasons, obviously. I mean, she's still good. She's gonna be she's gonna be a star.
I have
But-
nothing wrong with Lola, but it's just to me it's like night and day between the two.
Kalani is your white meat, stomp and clap babyface. She's really good. I love her. Pre-tape video set up a fight between Brawling Brutes and Out the Mud. So that's a feud. Let's see. And then Ariana Grace came out to, I guess.
Oh,
she's great.
She is awesome, man.
She definitely has her dad's charisma. Like she's good at being, I guess, that condescending. I'm pretending to be a babyface, but I really think I'm better than everybody else. And then what the fuck was her name? Sasha. Came out and attacked her. What was her name? The blonde girl, the one that the Kill Bill girl, the one that was dressed up as Kill Bill.
Oh, Carmen Petrovic.
I keep calling her Sasha. Yeah, Petrovic. She came out and attacked her, and it's funny because the crowd started booing her when she attacked Ariana. So,
well, I mean, Ariana, and that's another reason why to get the fuck out of fucking the performance center, because obviously Carmen Petrovic is the babyface. You're supposed to be booing the heel, even though you may like the heel. You're still supposed to be booing the heel, but wrestling fans they don't understand that. Like, if you love Rhea Ripley, she wants you to boo her. If you love her, you know what I mean? Like, it's pro wrestling, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything. We're just we just been wrestling fans for what, like over 2 decades. So next is Otis versus Drew Gulak, and a fun match. Otis got the win. I don't know. Maybe he should have got. Maybe he should have given Gulak the win because he's in NXT. But I don't know.
I mean, realistically, this was a main roster match. I mean, I know Gulak wasn't. He's been in NXT for a while, but it was a main roster match, which is nothing wrong with it. I think Gulak's fucking incredible. I don't think he gets enough credit, being a great pro wrestler. You know what I mean? If he was in AEW, people would be singing his, "Oh my god, Gulak, he's so great,
He's so
my
good.
god."
So good.
Yeah, I mean, but since he's in WWE and he does the same shit, that he will probably do in AEW, like, he doesn't get the praise, which is weird. But anyway, yeah, I mean, always getting the win. I'm cool with that.
Cool. Speaking of cool, Iron Survivor Challenger qualifier Tyler Bate, the big strong boy, versus Dijak. Good match. I was a little I was a little surprised that Dijak got the win. Not in a bad way, because I like Dijak. I just figured they gave it to Bate, and I love Bate. But Dijak got the win in a pretty solid, hard fought match. Dijak really had to put away Bate more than once, but kind of look. I mean, I guess it kind of looks like Dijak pretty soon. I mean, not soon, but maybe in the future we'll be, going after whatchamacallit, Ilya. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, because I love Dijak. I love Ilya. They had a really fucking great last man standing match at it was at the beginning of the year. Like, that's how
it was probably like around like May or something like that. Yeah.
So that's a match I'm fine with. So what do you think about Bate? Like, where do you see Bate going?
I mean, if I was Shawn Michaels down there at NXT, I would put him with, like, permanently with the Brawling Brutes. Then when Sheamus gets back on TV, have them be all called up. Then eventually, I will have Pete Dunne turn on Sheamus, and, like, they could just create, like, their own. Bring back Mustache Mountain. I don't know. Fuck, like, I don't know.
All right.
Or, you know, I mean, like yeah, because they need to do something with Pete Dunne. They need to really do something with Pete Dunne, but I don't know. We'll see.
I like Bate. I mean, I think eventually they might put a title on him. I don't know when that'll be, but I like Bate. I want to see him in a bigger spot because I think he's just way too talented. But I like your idea. There's a backstage segment with Chase University where an Italian woman with two very shady-looking characters over there delivers a envelope to JC Jane, basically saying, you know, I don't know, we got our eye on Andre Chase. Andre Chase is very skeptical about it, you know, kind of alluding to that maybe he did some shady business deals, or he has a past that he doesn't want anyone knowing about. He doesn't want his students knowing about. So, yeah, that's really about it.
Well, looks like Andre Chase is going to be wearing some cement shoes.
Yeah, maybe. The ending segment of the night, or I guess the way to end the night, was Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams face to face. Basically, Trick Williams asking Melo, "Did you do it? Did you do it?" Melo, it looks like he was about to maybe admit to something, or maybe even tell him he knows who did it. Lexis King came out, and in my opinion, I think that's where the segment kind of teetered off a little bit. Because they obviously want to make Lexis King into a star, and I can see why. I mean, the guy's talented, and I'm glad that they're making him a big deal. I just think, I don't know, his promo was it was pretty awkward. It was kind of off, and I think it was a little too long, in my opinion. Basically, you know, basically being a shit stirrer and instigating that maybe he had something to do with it, or maybe he knew something that no one else knew, and Trick tries to punch Lexis in the face, ends up punching Melo in the face on accident. Afterwards, Trick helps up Melo, and they hug and embrace, but Melo is staring very intensely into the camera, maybe alluding to that he knows something that we don't know. But
you know what's funny? Kind of remind me of the end of Thriller. with Vincent Price. Yeah, Vincent Price was laughing in the back. Yeah, that was the kind of vibes I was getting when seeing Melo look into the camera like that. So
But what did you think about the segment?
It's fine. That was fine. I thought everyone did fine here. I thought Lexis Pillman Jr. I thought he did fine. I mean, I know there's some people online, kind of were poo-pooing over it. I mean, he just got there. He's still,
Right.
learning. I mean, I thought for what he did, I thought he was okay. Thought he was all right. So, with your prediction too as well, you did predict about the Lexis King, being involved. So it looks like, there's a little bit more story to tell there. So, does Melo know? I don't know. But did Lexis do it? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a reveal of some sorts with the camera footage. So,
No, sir. But that was NXT. Good show, as usual. NXT is out of all WWE programming, it's the better show. I think compared to Raw and SmackDown, like Raw, I think Raw you can probably miss a week, and the very next show you can come back and kind of realize what happened. Whereas NXT seems like a show you really have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because if by the next pay-per-view event, the takeover, you're going to be like, okay, why are these matches happening? I need to watch NXT. So NXT is a show you really have to pay attention to, because with NXT it's a healthy fluctuation of here's our main event guys, and because we're developmental at the end of the day, so we're still gonna have a healthy rotation of like let's put this guy on TV and see what they can do. Whereas Raw, it just seems like Raw is the same shit. Essentially, it's the Judgment Day, it's Cody, it's Sammy, it's Jay, blah blah blah. SmackDown, it's LA Knight and Roman and Solo and Jimmy, and then for a month it was Cena. But for NXT, it's a healthy balance of here's our main event guys and here's our new guys that we want to push on television. So But yeah, NXT is the better show. It flows better. It's much better to digest.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to talk about AEW real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it.
Oh, I thought you had it up. No, I don't have it up. That's fine. We can skip it.
No. Let me pull it up real quick. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I thought you had it up.
God damn it! I clicked off. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up AEW. AEW Dynamite. God damn it! Where the hell is it? Oh, here we go. AEW Dynamite from November the 8th.
The 8th.
The Earth. You had the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match, MJF versus Dancing Daniel Garcia. Well, his name isn't actually Dancing Daniel Garcia. It's Daniel Garcia. But, you'll be happy to know I did watch the show.
Oh, nice.
Just so I can get a good gauge on what's going on. It was a good match. It wasn't anything special. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school. I don't know. I mean, I think they're maybe exposing MJF too much. I mean, he's the world champion. I know it's AEW. AEW does things differently than a WWE.
I mean, so in comparison to Seth Rollins, do you think Seth Rollins is being overexposed currently?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, I get where Seth Rollins, like, the whole thing of, like, he wants to be a fighting champion, my back hurts, allegedly. But I don't know. Like, for your world champion, I don't know. At a certain point, you need to kind of cut him off and just let the crowd be happy that he's there. But, I mean, I love MJF. MJF isn't 30 yet. He still has a long ways to go. I mean, he's doing great as a world champion. I like him in the spot. But I don't know. I would kind of use him differently. But that's just me. But MJF had a good match with Garcia. They're in Portland. And, of course, MJF is over as fuck. He's their scumbag. He's the devil. But MJF got the win. What'd you think about the match?
Match itself, good. I don't think these two could put on a bad match against each other. I think Daniel Garcia, I think he's character's not great, but he's developing the character with the whole dancing, right? You know what I mean? Like this time last year he didn't have that. Now he at least developed that at least. More than Wheeler Yuta. So over the past year, Daniel Garcia developed more than Wheeler Yuta as far as a character is concerned. But why is this match happening?
Right.
Why is this for the AEW World Championship?
Mm-hmm.
I know why. But people are not watching Rampage. People are barely watching Collision. Why is this happening in your opening match scheduled for one fall? And also on top of that, we know that there's no chance that Daniel Garcia is going to win the title too. So it's just a match. It's kind of like with Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark coming up. Like, you know that Rhea Ripley's not losing, as in you know that MJF's not losing this. So why am I going to be invested into it? Good match. Again, not taking anything away from what was done in the ring. It was a good match. It was entertaining. I liked it. I liked the match. It's just the concept of it and the booking of the match is questionable. So
right. Next is you had Sting and Darby Allin versus the Outrunners. It was a match.
The youngest men alive.
The youngest men alive. Fun fact, Sting's first match in Portland since '89. So he hasn't had a match in Portland since the year I was born. And he challenged Ric Flair for the world title that night. It was a match. It was a fun tag match. And then afterwards,
it was a squash match.
Yeah, there was a reason it was there. It was an attraction. Sting is an attraction. So, and then you had a Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida promo. I love the Tony Storm shit. I love her as this golden age actress from the 1930s. It works. It's a character. It's something that I didn't think of to get anyone over, and it's gotten Toni Storm over. So she's loving it. She's committed to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if she came up with this by herself, which I'm pretty sure she did. But yeah. All right. So what do we got next? That's gonna be a Full Gear, right? Their match.
Yes.
Okay. Penta El Zero Miedo. Let me say that right. Penta El Zero Miedo versus Swerve Strickland. Really good match. You know, I love Strickland. I love Swerve. I love seeing him in these spots. Penta's Penta. You know, he can have a good match or he can do something insane. In this case, he had a good match with Strickland. Swerve got the win as he should. And what else? Anything else happened that I
mean, just to piggyback off that, Swerve is showing why he's probably going to be AEW World Champion in 2025. Or 2024, I'm sorry.
You damn well better. And then Adam Page came out and delivered a Deadeye off the ramp and threw a stack of tables at the stage. And I don't know if it was that show or Collision where he announced that their match at Full Gear will be a Texas Death Match. So yeah. Let's see what else happened. Ring of Honor Television Champion Keith Lee versus Samoa Joe. Keith Lee looks like he's losing a little weight, so good for him. Joe beat him after referee stoppage. Afterwards, he vacated the AEW ring, or not AEW. I'm sorry, the Ring of Honor Television Championship, basically saying he has a desire to go after the AEW World Championship. So the King of Television is not the King of Television no more, or he's the King of Television no more, as I should have said. What'd you think?
Fuck Keith Lee, right?
Pretty much.
On his birthday too.
Yeah, poor Walter. I mean, poor Keith.
You know what I mean? So, I'm glad he got this spot here, but I think it was the only reason why he got a spot because it was his birthday, and Tony wanted to use him on his birthday. He wanted to put him on. That was his first match on Dynamite since when? Since like earlier this year, like because he's predominantly been on Rampage. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's still weird how far that guy's fallen off. Next is the Guns versus the Bollywood Boys. The Guns got the win in a match. It was a match that happened. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the Bollywood Boys still kicking, still getting TV jobs, TV shots, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Red Velvet versus Julia Hart. Julia Hart got the win. They're still pushing Julia Hart, which is, because I like Julia. I think she's good. She's obviously very committed to this goth gimmick, so good for her. Yeah, it was a match. It happened. It was not a great match.
I think Julia Hart has improved tremendously. I think she's really good. She's gotten really good.
Oh yeah, she's always been someone that I looked at her and I went, what's her glass ceiling? Because she came out being the cutesy cheerleader that the people liked because they thought she was adorable and likable, and then they gave her the goth gimmick with the House of Black, and she's been committed to it. It doesn't seem like she's out there acting like she's actually committed to it and she's getting it over. And at the same time, she's been improving in the ring. So, which I'm good, because I like Julia. And I guess it looks like they want to do something with her in Sky Blue, which, good, because Sky Blue is, getting over. So, with her wrestling, that is.
I don't know. I don't know. I get what they're going to do with Sky Blue and Julia Hart, but it's not off to a good start.
Right. Next is you had Mark Briscoe versus Switchblade Jay White. Good to see Mark Briscoe on the show. I kind of wish they'd use him more in a more prominent spot. I'm not saying be world champion or anything or main event, Wembley or whatever, but I don't know. I would have figured they would have used him in a more prominent spot.
Well, he just came back from injury, so there's that.
Ah, okay.
But also on top of that as well, love Mark Briscoe. You know what I mean? Love Mark Briscoe. Love Jay White, as you know how big a proponent of Jay White I am.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why is this main eventing?
Good question. I don't know. I guess
nothing. I love both of them, but nothing against them. It was a good match, all that. Like, you know what I mean? But why is this main event a Dynamite? This should have been the match before the main event or the top of the second hour. But even opening the show. But why is this main eventing?
So do you think the World Championship match should have been the main event?
I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe it should have been made. That probably should have main event the match. But what they told throughout the show with MJF, because MJF, was backstage with Samoa Joe at some point. But also what they, the story that they told at the very end too, with the mask assailants being up the Acclaim. But I don't know, man. Like they could have done this much better than what it was.
Let me ask you about the mask assailants. So who do you think the guy in the mask is? There's been different theories on who that might be.
You talking about the Devil Mask?
Yeah, I guess the head guy, the Devil Mask.
It should be Adam Cole. That's who it should be. I don't know who it's going to be, but it should be Adam Cole.
I have a theory on who it could be.
I have other theories too, but I'll hear yours.
Because I listen to RJ and Monty talk about it on their show, and RJ made an interesting, visualization or whatever, but he noticed that the dude, I guess the head guy in the Devil Mask, is actually smaller than Adam Cole. He looks skinnier than Adam Cole, and he thinks it might be Jack Perry.
So yeah, that's one name too I was going to bring up, but I will say this right now. The people that are portraying these guys in the in the garb, like in the mask right now, is not going to be the same guys that's going to get revealed.
Right.
So who we're seeing right now may not even be the ones that's going to be the final reveal. It's just guys doing it, like for the Attack on TV. It's kind of like, remember with El Luchadores with it ended up being Mickey James, but at first it was Deonna Purrazzo.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it could be the same.
Or Retribution.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah.
But again, as much as I don't like Jack Perry, I mean that could instigate some big heel heat.
Oh yeah, it would it will make him like the top heel. But is he a believable devil though?
Right. I mean, again, that just because my whole thing is I look at it as how serious is Adam Cole's ankle injury,
or if he's even is injured, because I still haven't seen anything of oh guys, I had my surgery, or hey, I'll be out for this amount of time. Like he probably did hurt his ankle, but I don't think it's, as of right now, I don't think it's as serious as they're making it out to be. Because if so, they would have showed I don't know. I just think there could have been more. There could have been a lot more to it than what it actually is.
So when do you think we get this reveal? Like at the end of the year?
World's End.
Probably winter is coming.
World's End.
When's that?
At the end of the year.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I think the show's on December 30th.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that'd be another.
It's the end of the paper. The name of the pay-per-view too. World's End. Is that the end of MJF's world? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and pretty soon, I don't know. The bidding war 2024 looms so closely. So how apropos. But that was AEW Dynamite. Now we're gonna get to SmackDown, or what do you call it? SmackDown.
SmackDown. Didn't we just talk about? Oh no, we talked about. Oh
This-
Jesus Christ!
I guess the SmackDown that just happened yesterday.
Oh okay. I was like, did we just talk about SmackDown? Sorry.
It's been a long week, as we reiterated. Kevin Owens joined commentary to take over for Corey Graves, as Corey Graves and Carmella just gave birth to a healthy baby boy named Dimitri, I believe. So congratulations to both. So there's a I guess a segment shown on online where Kevin Owens goes to Nick Aldis and basically just says, hey, I can take over for commentary if you want me to. All I need is a tie. Do you have any ties? And Nick Aldis gives him a tie. So Kevin Owens is on commentary for the most part. The show opens with Damage Control coming out. Bailey, just looking scrumdiddlyicious, coming out and talking about what happened on Saturday. And I was a little skeptical of Kari joining Damage Control, being that she actually took out Kairi Sane the last time she was in the WWE. So Kari making it clear, hey, we're all friends here. So there's that. And then there was talk of another person joining Damage Control, which we'll get to later. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, Charlotte, Asuka, and Bianca Belair came out to challenge them to a six-woman tag match, which would happen in the main event of the show. Dragon Lee and Cedric Alexander. Actually, no, I think I missed something. I skipped over the first segment. I'm sorry. The LWO came out and basically just addressed what happened on Saturday. Carlito came out and said, you don't need to blame Logan Paul. It's all Santos Escobar because he's the one that left the brass knucks on the canvas, which led to Escobar pretty much just saying, fuck you guys, I'm going home. Which leads to Carlito versus Bobby Lashley, which, good match. A lot of interference, though, on the Street Profits part, to which Lashley got the win. Afterwards, there was a beatdown on Carlito. And Escobar looked like he was about to make the save, but Escobar just stood on the apron and just watched. And Ray came out to try to make the save. And then him and Ray and Escobar got into it a little bit, to which Ray was trying to be forgiving and say, "Listen, let's forgive. We're family." And Escobar just beats up Ray, throws him into the ring post, and Zelina's in tears saying, "We're family. That's Ray. What are you doing?" So Escobar turned on Ray. But what'd you think about the segment?
Good. Gives him a wrinkle in the LWO. LWO's been a little bit boring over the last couple months, so and it's something that we predicted ever since they came together. So there you go.
I don't know. Ray's had a bad habit of people turning on him. If you look at Ray's history, Eddie turned on him, Batista turned on him.
Kind of like what happened with Sting. Yeah, Sting always used to trust Ric Flair, and Ric Flair will always turn on him for some reason. Sting will be like, "You're not gonna turn on me this time. I ain't gonna turn on your brother." Woo! Then the next review, Ric Flair just turns on him again. It's like, "I gotcha, Sting. I gotcha."
I don't know. Like they always Big Show holds the record of the most heel and face turns. Like Ray, I think, holds the record of how many people have turned on him. So I don't know, maybe Dom was right. Oh, that should be a shirt. Dom was right the whole time. That'd be great.
Kind of like I don't know if you saw Logan Paul getting congratulated backstage by I think it was like Triple H, and Dom was congratulating him winning the U.S. Championship. All I thought right there was like, Dom was like, "Good job for being my dad's ass."
My deadbeat dad. Yeah. Maybe Ray is a deadbeat dad. I don't know. Maybe Dom was right the whole time. That should be a shirt. Dom was right the whole time. Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander. They want to make Dragon Lee into a thing, and I like Dragon Lee. I like that Cedric's getting television time. I didn't like that spot where Dragon Lee almost pretty much broke his neck. Jesus Christ. But
I thought it was fine.
it was still gnarly to watch. But
yeah. Well, I mean, shit. I thought Ricochet's was worse on Raw.
It's still bad overall. But good things Dragon's okay. Dragon got the win, and
it was an excellent match.
LA Knight came out to a huge pop. Still over like Rover. Cut a good promo, pretty much saying, I'm not done with Roman Reigns. I'm not done with the Bloodline. Eventually, I'm gonna get that world title, that WWE Undisputed title, and then
you ain't winning for Roman.
No.
You ain't winning for Roman Reigns.
No. But it was a nice promo, of course, because LA Knight's over as fuck. He cuts good promos, and addressed Jimmy Uso. So him and Jimmy Uso are gonna wrestle next week. Afterwards, Grayson Waller came out to talk shit, and LA Knight just pretty much put him in his place, and they had a match. Knight got the win, to which Kevin Owens was completely shit-talking Grayson Waller, which was funny because he was like, I guess, trying to be like John Madden, where he addresses, I guess, the prior week where he punches Austin Theory and Grayson Waller in the face at the same time, which that segment's still funny as fuck. And he's still addressing it. Afterwards, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller come back and get in his face and are just mocking him for the fact that he can't touch them or he'll get suspended, like Nick Aldis told him. And they pour water on his head, and then Kevin Owens runs at him and beats him up and gets suspended. So Kevin Owens gives no fucks. He didn't care if he got suspended. So, let's see what we got next. And then it was funny. Kevin Owens told, or he said about Grayson Waller, he has too many sparkles in his gear. So I love Kevin Owens. Am I missing something? Jimmy Uso did a vignette where he hyped up the match for next week and then said yeet. So there we go.
I think he said not yeet.
Not yeet. And then Solo Sikoa is going to be in next week with Paul Heyman. So that's really about it. Unless I missed anything else. No, I don't think I did. Main event time, Damage Control versus Bianca Belair and Asuka. Or no, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair and Asuka, I'm sorry. Good match, as you expected, with 6 of the competitors in the match. I guess the big moment in it was Asuka turned on her partners and joined Judgment Day. I think it was Bayley that said, before or even after the Saudi show that we're going to be seeing more members soon. Or I don't know if that was a report or not, but yeah, we're going to be seeing more members join Damage Control. We just don't know who it is yet, or you don't even know who it is yet, as she was telling the fans. It was Asuka. So Asuka's a heel again. I guess she was a heel before, and then she was a face, and now she's a heel again. I don't know.
When did she turn babyface?
I don't fucking know.
Was he just babyface for this match, I guess?
I guess. I mean, when she came back at the Rumble, she got a huge reaction, and she was...
Yeah, she was face there, yeah, but I'm saying, then she turned heel. Then she turned heel against Bianca, right?
Right.
Then, I don't think she turned back to being babyface.
I don't know. Maybe she was, like you said, maybe she was just a baby face for this match.
I mean, not even that. She didn't even get tagged in. I mean, she got tagged in. Well, no, she didn't even get tagged in. She was still heel. So was it really I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know.
But Asuka joins Damage Control, which cool because you have a stable, a potential future stable, with Asuka, Io, and Kari. Maybe have somebody else join in, a certain number 2 on the PWI women's list. Wink, wink, nod, nod. You never know.
Not anytime soon. No.
I'm just putting it out there. So
yeah, not anytime soon. Julia, if she goes to WWE, she's going straight to NXT.
But that'd be dope, right? That'd be dope.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be fantastic. But yeah.
But this sets up a potential war game. I mean, not a potential. It's going to be a War Games match. But so you got on one side because Dakota more than likely isn't going to wrestle because she's still hurt. Bayley, Asuka, Io, and Kari. On one side, you have Charlotte and Bianca. Who do you think? Shotzi. I forgot about Shotzi. I love Shotzi. So you're going to see Shotzi in there. You know goddamn well she's going to do something crazy in War Games. So who do you think will be the fourth woman?
Doesn't make any sense at all. But Becky Lynch.
No Jade?
No.
You don't think Jade will make her debut at Chicago?
No.
Why not?
She's supposed to be on Raw. So this will be entering SmackDown affairs. Now, same thing for Becky. But Becky, there's more built-in storyline with Becky. And Damage Control and all that shit, too, so...
Yeah, I mean, you want your stars, so,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with either. I don't think either should be in War Games, so...
Right. But we'll find out, since Survivor Series is going to be in 2 weeks. But that's all the shows. We already got through all the shows. Let's get to the news. As I mentioned earlier, WWE has interest in Julia, Stardom's Julia, who was... the number 2 ranked female wrestler on the PWI women's, was it 250, I believe?
Something like that, 200, something like that, yeah.
WWE has a strong interest in her, and it appears that the movement will extend to talents in Stardom, since they're already interested in Will Ospreay and MJF. As reports emerged yesterday, that WWE was not only in talks with top star and NJPW Women's Champion Julia, but the 29-year-old Italian-Japanese talent will be appearing at the WWE Performance Center for a tryout next month, signaling a deal was close. As it turns out, it's not quite that close. On this morning's Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer clarified that Julia was under contract with Stardom until March, thus no deal with WWE or any other promotion could happen until then. Those within WWE have also indicated that no Performance Center tryout is in the cards for Julia at the moment, as Bushiroad, Stardom's parent company, would have to grant permission for such an occurrence. Despite that, the interest in Julia is real from WWE, with the promotion supposedly having their eye on the former world champion since 2019. Shortly after she arrived, the interest isn't exclusive to WWE, however, and it's believed that Julia will have several suitors between Japan and the United States vying for her. Another point of interest is that Julia has a verbal commitment in Japan for after the end of her contract in March, though it would not prevent her from signing a deal elsewhere. Julia will be seen in the United States before then, and she is scheduled for NJPW's Battle in the Valley in Jose this January, with 2 months to go before the event. Her opponent is currently unknown. So I don't know. We've talked about it. Next year is gonna be an interesting possibility for WWE. Imagine WWE with CM Punk, Will Ospreay, Julia, hopefully a Ricky Starks, hopefully a Wardlow, hopefully a Will Hobbs, and
they can't get every. They can't.
I know.
They can't get everybody though.
I'm just saying, imagine that. Imagine those possibilities. Imagine at least CM Punk and Will Ospreay and Julia, and they still want MJF. I don't know. I think MJF is going to stay with AEW. That's just me. But I can definitely see our Starks coming in. Definitely. That's a definite. But, yeah, man. Julia possibly coming to WWE. WWE wants her. What do you think?
It'll be a fantastic gift for WWE. Julia, she's a fucking star personified. She has charisma for days. She has a great look. She's a hard-hitting wrestler in the ring. She takes no bullshit. Obviously she'll need to learn English, to communicate. Not like to the level of like she's fluent, but EO, how she or Asuka, making little jabs in English or whatnot, but but just her coming to WWE possibly is man, the talent level for this women's division is going to be otherworldly. And I kind of mentioned too as well, is there's reasons why these women from Stardom, why they are ranked so high in these lists, is because they are fucking great. You know what I mean? They are fucking awesome. Like 3 or 4, well, actually, like 6, 7, 8 years ago, fucking Io was fucking Wrestler of the Year. Mm-hmm. Not just for the PWI, but like a lot of people were making her Wrestler of the Year, and people at the time they didn't understand. Like, who the fuck is Io Shirai? Like, oh, I don't get it. Yeah, you see her now, it's like, oh, I love Io. I'm like, well, there's a reason why she was fucking named Wrestler of the Year. Like, just because we didn't see it happen in Japan, it doesn't mean that, it's not valid. You know what I mean? So, I think Julia's getting all her proper praises right now, and whenever she comes to America, because it seems like it may happen. Even if it's not, WWE, even if she goes like to AEW or something like that, like, people are gonna see immediately why she's as good as she's advertised. You know what I mean? So, she's a hard hitting wrestler, right? I would kind of compare her to, not exactly the same or anything with the same moveset, but I would kind of compare her to like a Bryan Danielson as far as a hard hitting style. And, I really think that she is very charismatic. And also on top of that as well, she's a despicable heel over there in Japan too. So, so a Daniel Bryan style, a fucking despicable heel, I think that will be a good get for the women's roster for WWE, especially NXT too as well. If she goes to NXT, I mean, she goes to NXT. I mean, like forget, she's gonna be like the new Asuka, just fucking champion for however long that she needs to be. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, the more stars, the better. Next is a segment I actually picked out for you, just specifically for you. Robert Stone talks about his personal connection with WWE NXT's Von Wagner.
Oh, yes, baby.
He was doing an interview with Sam Roberts. He said, here's the thing about me and Von. So we started at the Performance Center for NXT on the same day. We went through our medicals together. We were in waiting rooms together. We just got to know each other from the get-go really well. Stone said that he took a liking to Wagner during shared car rides and wound up helping the younger performer learn the ropes of the business. It happened to work out because Wagner was eager to learn. We became legitimate friends outside of the ring, and then now that turned into what we're doing inside of the ring together on screen. My kids love him, my wife loves him, and he's just a really good dude. The NXT star also touched on the change of heart seen in both himself and Wagner on TV in recent months, and with the two now at odds against former NXT champion Braun Breaker. Stone wrestled against Breaker last week on Night 2 of Halloween Havoc, falling short with Wagner eventually coming to his aid after the match. Braun Breaker is he's such a bad human, and that's just me saying that. I just feel something like something's got to be done. I feel like now the people are getting with me and Von just because how could you not? How could you like Braun Breaker? The dude is a scumbag. But yeah, I mean it's nice to hear that that Stone and Wagner, that's not just an act, they're actually good friends.
Right.
So it's always refreshing to hear that
absolutely
it's not just a business thing. So, but what do you any thoughts about those statements?
Not really any thoughts. Just Von Coley is the best human of all time. That's all we need to know. He's the best human ever. So,
but I just want to bring that up because I know you love Braun. I mean, not Braun. You think the world of Von.
No, he's fucking awesome.
Just want to make you happy. Another bit of news. TKO lists Vince McMahon board membership as potential financial risk in new SEC filing. He sold I think like 8 million of shares of his stock. Mm-hmm. According to an SEC filing, McMahon's board membership could lead to negative publicity and or have other adverse financial and operational impacts. Furthermore, the filing says that McMahon could open the company up to additional scrutiny and otherwise exacerbate the other risks described herein. The filing details a special committee that investigated McMahon last year, as McMahon had been found to be using company funds to make hush money payments to former employees who had been alleging harassment and abuse at the hands of McMahon and former talent relations John Laurinaitis. The language of the filing indicates that the investigation in McMahon was closed, but the further hush money payments were found and reimbursed. The filing also warns that the investigation, as well as further expenses that could occur to said investigation, could pose a financial risk to the company. WWE has not lost any business due to the investigation, but the investigation could still change the perception of the company's business partners. What's the head of TKO? What's his name?
Ari Emanuel.
Ari Emanuel. For the way it sounds, he wants to get Vince out of there.
Yep.
And from the way it looks like Vince is done as far as like being involved in this company. Which
not official yet, but it's definitely trending that way. Especially him actually selling all of his stock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that should tell you something. And also on top of that as well, Triple H, Dana White, and Nick Khan was at a MMA. I think like either a boxing or MMA event together earlier this week. I think like on Thursday too. So Vince wasn't there. He's usually there with them in those little gatherings, but Vince wasn't there. So I don't know.
I mean, I saw the one with Vince with Undertaker, and Vince had a cane. Like he was actually.
Oh, that was at Crown Jewel though. So that was. No. Well,
was that a concert?
Was that Crown Jewel?
Or like a fight, like a boxing fight or something?
But wasn't that in Saudi Arabia too?
It was in Saudi Arabia, but it wasn't for WWE. It was for
yeah. Well, yeah, they're in Saudi, but still, anyway, yeah.
I don't know. Like Vince in the past wouldn't do things like that. Like he wouldn't show his age or weakness. Like this is the same guy who would apologize for sneezing. The fact that he's out in public with a cane, it's just like I get the impression that it's like it's mutual. Like Ari Emanuel doesn't want him there. And I think Vince doesn't want to be there anymore. Just my opinion. But
speaking of being out in public, Logan Paul is at UFC tonight, and he has the US Championship with them. And cool. And I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if it's real or not, but he was being shown on UFC, and he put his phone up, and it says "Shout out Dominic Mysterio." I don't know if that's real or not. I gotta confirm that, but which is pretty funny if that's the case. So,
hey, he's committed. He really wants to get this shit over. So, one
thing you cannot say about Logan Paul is that he whatever he's doing, he takes it seriously. You may not always agree what he does, but like he takes it seriously. So, I think more people are, warming up to Logan Paul. I won't necessarily say as a person, but just as a businessman, and as someone who legitimately is taking whatever he does seriously, from like the Prime Energy drink and to his YouTube career to his WWE career. So, good for him, man.
Speaking of Logan Paul, he's apparently retired from boxing. I don't know if that's true, but he said, "Yeah, I think I've retired from boxing." Where was he? It was I believe it was Fox. It was Fox News. He says, "I think I've retired from boxing. I think I've done enough in this sport, going fully undefeated at 25-0. So yeah, I'm gonna be a wrestler now. There's no more money."
Is it what?
He was 25-0 apparently.
No, that is definitely not true. He lost to Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
And on top of that, he never had 25 fights.
I'm just reading what he said. I don't
know.
Yeah, he's obviously wrong, because even I remember that he lost to Floyd, but I don't know. And he was undefeated allegedly. So yeah, I'm gonna be a wrestler now. There's no more money in boxing. I mean, every company is going broke. So I'm a full-time wrestler as it stands. Yeah, beat Rey Mysterio fair and square for the U.S. Championship. And yeah, it feels great. Life is different now. It was a dominant performance, I have to be honest. Yeah, some frog splashes, some punches. It was good. I feel good. But allegedly retiring from boxing and going quote-unquote full-time in wrestling. So, but I don't know. All right, I have 3 more news topics. So, you did see the trailer for the Iron Claw movie, right?
Yeah, I saw the trailer for Iron Claw. Yeah, there's a lot of trailers that are coming out right now. Not just for movies and stuff, but video games too. GTA trailer is coming out next month, so I'm pretty excited about that.
But Iron Claw will be coming out, I believe, December. I think December 22nd or December 20th.
Yeah, around Christmas. Yeah.
While promoting the movie, because they had the red carpet premiere on Thursday, which is actually the same day the actor strike ended. Jeremy Allen White, the star of The Bear, great show, Shameless, will be the star of Iron Claw. He'll be playing Kerry Von Erich, and he talked about the training process of becoming a professional wrestler. He said, "What struck me in working with Chavo Guerrero, and preparing was I was thinking about it in the sense of a choreographed fight scene, where I was like, okay, I'll hit the guy here, and I'll drop kick here, and I'll go off the top rope here, but I wasn't thinking of it in the sense of a full performance, a full narrative, full storytelling. The moments in between these moves are oftentimes even more important for the audience than the moves themselves. That's what gets people sucked in. That's what gets people excited." He also went on to say he viewed professional wrestling as a choreographed routine. Guerrero later taught him about the importance of ironing out the finer details and between the moves as well. In one instance, Allen was jumping off the ring ropes, which naturally elicited a sense of exhaustion. When Allen then wanted a moment to catch his breath, Guerrero encouraged him to charge up instead. That was fascinating, understanding the wrestling world and the broader aspect of storytelling, and these guys are real performers, outside of the obvious athleticism. They're real artists and real performers and real storytellers. Thoughts on his statements?
None really. I mean, just someone who hasn't really been exposed to pro wrestling is finally getting exposed to pro wrestling, and they understand that it's more than what it looks like, and it's more than just the moves. It's more than just whatever. It's theater. You know what I mean? And
right.
So nothing really to comment on.
All right.
At least he respects it. You know what I mean? That's all I can really say.
Yeah, it's good that he respects it. I want to see the movie. I can't wait for it. I'm gonna go watch it.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really good.
Of course, there's the people that are like, oh, they're too short. It's like, if that's your only complaint, that they're too short, then that's fine. I just want the movie to be good. Again, I like Jeremy Allen White. I'm a big fan of The Bear. I like Zac Efron. The rest of the actors are going to be fun.
I'm not seeing anything of The Bear. I know what it is, but it's
a good show.
Yeah.
It's a really good show.
Not really much in the TV shows anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm just the old gropey man at this point. I don't know.
Old man yelling at cloud. But yeah, I can't wait for that show. I can't wait for that movie to come out. I guess since we're on the topic, I'm just curious. Like, if this movie, I don't know if it'll make money, so to speak. I mean, it's A24. They're an independent film company, so I imagine the movie's gonna have a low budget. So it might make money if promoted strongly enough. It'll more than likely get really good reviews. I'm hearing good things about it. But say A24 wants to do more wrestling biopics, what would you want to see as another wrestling biopic?
Dino Bravo.
Okay.
Who else? Macho Man and Liz. That'll be good.
That'd be nice.
Who else? Goof
is saying Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, that'd be good. Ricky Dozen. The story of Ricky Dozen. That'll be pretty cool. Especially, because it's crazy how he passed away, so. Who else? I don't know. Can't really think. But I don't want to say that. I go, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, yeah. I mean, I want to see something different. You know what I mean? Something, the Von Erichs, like, even though it's like, world renowned of a story that they are, the tragic story, but it's still kind of like under the radar as far as like wrestling stories out there. You know what I mean? To the modern audience.
Right. So I don't know. Hopefully we get some more biopics.
What about you?
It'd be interesting. Do a Paul Heyman biopic.
Okay.
That'd be interesting. Get Paul Giamatti to play him. That'd be like perfect fucking casting. Maybe do a biopic about ECW.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe do like the lesser known story. I mean, I don't want to say lesser known stories, but do the stories that don't really get enough attention.
Right.
We don't need to see a Ric Flair one. We don't. I mean, a Hulk Hogan.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like Hulk Hogan and Flair and
a Macho Man would be cool. That'd be
Macho
cool
Man would be good. I think Macho Man would be good. I don't know.
The story about the Hearts.
God. Brett, just do fucking Wrestling with Shadows again. Just do that.
Yeah, I mean, and then you can talk about Owen, talk about the tragedy with that. Maybe do one about the Guerreros.
Just do Vince McMahon. I know there's supposed to be one, but just fucking do it, man.
I don't know. They've been talking about doing a Vince one for the longest time.
Damn it.
Apparently, Bradley Cooper has been tied to playing Vince McMahon.
What about Andre the Giant?
Okay.
No.
No. I do want to see that. With that, you really have to find somebody who is actually tall.
Oh yeah, of course, but
you know what I mean? Because I know we just talked about like Iron Claw, which is like all the actors are like under 6 feet tall, and that's fine. But it's like for Andre the Giant, you can't find somebody who's like 5'9". Like you gotta find somebody who's actually like big as hell.
I mean, they can just use CGI. They use CGI and everything else nowadays, so they can do that shit.
I mean, it's A24. A24 barely doesn't use CGI.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't have to be A24 that makes it. I mean, if A24 makes it, fine, great. But if not, like fucking, I don't know, some big budget movie studio out there that they just put CGI and everything because they think it looks good when it really looks like shit.
No, I don't want that shit. I definitely don't want that shit.
What about I don't know,
Sting?
No, that'll be boring. Magnum TA.
That'd be interesting because that'd be a feel good movie because he was famous, he had a huge career, and then he lost it, and then he was able to find life outside of wrestling. Right. Piper.
Yeah, Piper would be good. That'll be a good one. Piper would be good. Let me see. Foley.
Foley would be good because again, it'd be another feel-good movie. It'd be about somebody that was able to make life outside of wrestling and be a good person. Like does a lot of charity work. Yeah, I mean that'd be a good one.
Oh no, who else? Who else can we think of?
New Jack. I'm playing.
Do Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett. Oh my god.
And half the lines would be like, "I'm back, baby. You just went to the store, but I'm back, baby." Let's do the. What about who else? Do CODY.
Oh god.
Just one of the lines of the movie, and that's how I defeated racism, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome. Movie of the year. Oscar. Give that movie the Oscar.
Oh man. Just fucking. Oh my god! Can you imagine them with like a fucking guy playing Kenny Omega in the fucking Young Bucks? Oh my god.
God, who played Kenny Omega?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
CODY. Just call the movie CODY.
Yeah. or just American Nightmare. I don't know. Or I defeated racism.
It's like, make that movie into Forrest Gump, but call it CODY.
Or Liberty. Not only because of my liberty, because that's my daughter's name. My daughter's is half black, you know.
Just have CODY visit different presidents in each era. He meets Bush. He meets Clinton. He meets, I don't know, fucking Nixon, or I don't fucking know. You see him at the Washington Monument behind Dr. King. He inspired Dr. King's speech.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote his speech. He came up to he came up to me. He's like, Dr. King, I know you can write your speech. Well, let me tell you something, son. And then he actually wrote Dr. King's speech. Dr. King didn't write the speech. It was CODY the entire time.
There's like historical footage where you see like Malcolm X talking. You see Cody Rhodes in the back.
By any means necessary, we got to get rid of these crackers.
And then
he looks at Cody. He looks at Cody like, including you. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh man, that's a movie I want to see. CODY, rated R, coming out this summer. I have two more articles. Let's see. Mandy Rose. She talked about whether she's got the itch to return to wrestling. She says, I'm actually a little surprised. I thought I would get that itch coming up almost a year, but I really haven't. She was on Busted Open Radio where she discussed it. But I do miss certain things, don't get me wrong. I miss the camaraderie. I miss my friends over there. I speak to them a lot. I miss that adrenaline rush, of course, but the itch to get out there and wrestle right now, I don't have it right now, I have to be honest. She was released after a 413-day reign as the NXT Women's Champion. When she was terminated, her subscriptions increased, with her reportedly earning as much as $1 million monthly. But these days, Rose claims that her body is feeling good, explaining that, but she wasn't a high flyer in the ring, but that she didn't do a lot of crazy moves. She didn't have any injuries throughout her career. The former champion says she still trains, Jesus Christ, 5 or 6 days a week. So she is staying ready if she ever wants to get back to wrestling. She'll also be appearing at this year's WrestleCade later this month, selling fan meet and greets. While she doesn't feel the pull to get back in the ring at the moment, there may be some hope that her mind could change down the road. I will say the fans are the ones that would make me want to come back, to be honest. Not to say that I wouldn't want to do it for myself, but do I need to do it? Probably not. But if I would do it, it would be for the fans. And I'm not just saying that because I really grew a tremendous fan base from NXT those last 2 years as champion. Mandy is doing just fine. She does not need to get back into the ring. She's making bank by just showing her goods. She's doing just fine. She does not need to. I mean, I would like to see Mandy back. I liked Mandy in NXT. She vastly improved going back to NXT. But I mean, she seems to be doing just fine. She's making money. She's living the good life. But what do you think?
I mean, she's not. I mean, whatever she wants to do, let her be happy doing it. She wants to come back to wrestle eventually. Great, you know what I mean. Does she want to come back to WWE? Who knows? But maybe she's coming back to wrestling. Is it going to be like that? Is it going to be on the Indies? Is it going to be AEW? Is it going to be TNA? Who knows? But if she's happy right now what she's doing, then and she doesn't have that itch. You know what I mean? She shouldn't rush. She should just do whatever she wants.
My last article isn't really news, but it's an interesting thing about WWE. Weird rules WWE makes wrestlers follow. First being social media restrictions. Superstars' social media is monitored by WWE, but there is no requirement for private access, such as passwords or other credentials. For any posts that's related to storylines, guidance may be provided, but more often than not, these are trained professionals in the art of self-promotion. Dirty Dominic Mysterio's gift game is on point, for instance, and Becky Lynch is an example of a WWE superstar who builds off of television, storyline momentum with her social media. You won't find WWE superstars, taking any hardline political stances for good reason, so as not to alienate themselves from fans that are supposed to either love them or hate them. Having said that, once a superstar exits the company, all bets are off, and you very well may meet a side of these folks you haven't seen previously. Jackson Riker is one who didn't exactly endear himself to fans or former colleagues with a series of tweets in 2022. So yeah, fuck that guy. Thoughts before I get to the next one?
None.
Okay. The Money in the Bank briefcase. The Money in the Bank briefcase has been a staple of WWE television since 2005, and that means that superstars who have won it have been made to carry it wherever they go for nearly 20 years now. With a contract inside the case guaranteeing the holder a title shot wherever they want, the idea is that the briefcase should be so precious to he or she who has won it, they would never want to set it aside until it's time to cash it in. This, of course, can be a bit cumbersome for the contract holder, especially considering how much WWE superstars travel around the world. Baron Corbin, who captured the briefcase in 2017, once told the Phoenix Times it actually is very hard. The whole thing is bright and blue and says Money in the Bank in giant letters, so wonky through the airport, everybody's staring at you, looking at what it is. Or there's a lot of people at the airport that want to take pictures now, and you're carrying this bright blue briefcase and it's not light. I've got my contract in there too. It's a carry-on, so it's with me 24/7. Yeah, that sucks.
That's not surprising. They've been talking about that for years, so.
Yeah, I know CM Punk said the same thing. That, that thing was pretty much like a rib, having to carry that shit. So, I know, it sucks. Interviewer height. WWE superstars are supposed to be larger than life, so when they're being interviewed by someone who isn't an in-ring competitor, the company definitely doesn't want them to be seen as anything less than. As the story goes, this is why the interviewer should be shorter than the interviewee, or at least made to look as they are, or as though they are. Interesting enough, former WWE performer Jonathan the Coachman was a big enough man that a slight mishap influenced Vince McMahon to want to stop him from doing interviews altogether. The Coach told this story on a recent episode of Insight with Chris Van Fleet. I was doing an interview, and it was a tag team interview that was going to end in a fight. Well, whoever I was interviewing, we have a little secret. You spread your legs out and make the person look taller. Well, the problem was the cameraman widened out too quickly, and all of a sudden I'm standing there with my legs completely spread apart. Oh. And the other tag team came in late, and it was just a bad segment altogether, and Vince was furious because it kind of gave away a couple of our secrets. So he was like, you can't do interviews anymore. Ultimately, this led to Coachman's in-ring career for better or worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of obvious for years that they've been doing it. Been doing it ever since, like, as long as wrestling's been around. They used to have Andre the Giant stand on top of like a little crate. Like, I don't know if you've seen like those old interviews with Vince McMahon interviewing Andre the Giant, and Andre looks like he's like 10 feet tall over Vince. And that's because Andre was standing like on crates. You know what I mean? That's why referees are tend to be shorter than the wrestlers, but to make the wrestlers look bigger in the ring. You know what I mean? Also, as well with managers, they don't want managers as big as the wrestlers. They want their wrestler, whoever they're managing, look as big as possible. Especially for a male manager, at least, not necessarily female. But yeah, I mean, it's it's a rare rule, but it's a rule that I'm sure we knew about for years.
Let's see. There's a lot of these. Yeah, there's a lot of these. I don't know if I can get through all these because I have to move my car in a bit because I have to get up early for work.
Yeah.
I'll just go through ones that are more interesting. Announcers can't use pronouns. In line with WWE's penchant for elaborate branding for all its properties, a superstar's name should come to mind immediately for every member of the WWE universe. This means that announcers are expected to call their talent by their first name, last name, or official nickname as often as possible. Further, this cuts down on their ability to use simple pronouns. No, he, she, his, hers, whatever. The thought is that people watching and listening may not be able to tell which superstar is being referenced if an announcer were to say he or she. Instead of he tosses them into the corner and smashes them with an elbow, the way to go is person X tosses person Y into the corner and smashes the insert name here with an elbow, or something like that. JR explained this better on his recent Grilling with JR. Don't use pronouns if you're a broadcaster. Use names, use cliches. He's the champ, he's the tough guy, he's this, but there are all kinds of ways to describe something instead of saying he did this, all right, what's he doing? He's going to hit him. Okay, who's he and who's him? Yeah. That's I guess that makes sense. It's a little meticulous, but it makes sense.
Oh yeah, makes 100% sense.
And banned words. We'll just end it out with that. Superstar for wrestler. I think this is kind of an outdated list because lately they've been saying wrestler. Local medical facility for hospital, which lately they've been saying hospital. WWE Universe for fans, which they still use that. Sports entertainment for pro wrestling. It's kind of a mixed bag. Live entertainment.
Yeah, even WCW for a while, they were calling. I mean, they still use wrestling, but they said sports entertainment too.
Right. Live event for house show. Okay. Championship for belts. I think Cody kind of brought back championship, but apparently Vince doesn't like it. He says it's called a championship or a title. A belt is something you use to keep your pants up.
Yep.
And dress code, can't wear high heels in Carmel. What? What the hell does that mean, Carmel? You can't wear high heels in Carmel by the Sea, California, but don't go blaming WWE for this one, as it's an actual city law. I didn't know that. In order to wear high heels, a person legitimately needs a permit. Huh. That's weird. Okay, there's a lot of this. I thought this was gonna be a short list, but I guess we can cover this on the next show. But that's all the news I have, or that's all the articles I have. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I have a few things here. Let me see. I did. Hold on, my bad. Where is it? Okay. First things first. With where is it? Ricochet. Ricochet sustained a concussion on Raw. Ricochet is believed to sustain concussion from this week's match on Raw. He had no memory of anything that happened in the match, but he is said to be feeling fine. He's in concussion protocol. There is no time frame on when he'll be able to wrestle again. That is coming from a Wrestling Observer newsletter, and that was off the spot where Bronson ricocheted him. Well, no pun intended. Basically ricocheted him back into the ring. Tear her corral on Ivar. It looks like he didn't tuck his head in under enough beneath, and Ivar's weight kind of crushed Ricochet's head. So it looked kind of like an awkward spot. But again, he ended up getting a concussion from it. So speedy recovery, Ricochet, man. Hate to see anyone get a concussion. I mean, you had Ricochet, then you had Jon Moxley, several weeks back. So yeah.
Oh, and congratulations to Ricochet and Samantha Irving. They are engaged.
Yep.
So, and it's funny, Samantha Irving said in the announcement, I'm engaged to some mid-carder named Ricochet. So, good for them.
Yeah, any comment before I move on?
Yeah, I mean, just hopefully Ricochet gets better soon. I mean, that was a pretty nasty spot.
Okay. got a couple of stars matches here to go over that Dave Meltzer rated. Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel for the World Heavyweight Championship. Take one guess. What do you think Meltzer gave this match as far as a star rating?
I would say in the neighborhood of 3.75.
He gave 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 4.5 stars, which I think was fair. Obviously, I thought it was the best match of the show. So for sure, it was a very good match. I'm not gonna have you guess because you probably didn't even realize that this match even happened. Will Ospreay versus Shota Umino for the IWGP US or UK Championship at Power Struggle, New Japan Power Struggle. That got a 5 3/4 stars. It was almost a 6-star match.
Figured.
Almost a 6. Yeah, almost a 6-star match. So, Will Ospreay, Shota Umino. Not that anyone cares, but the build to this match was damn good. Basically, Will Ospreay saying that you're part of this new New Japan. Young lions coming in and being the new upstarts. So guys like you, Yoda Tsuji, but you're the one that's not, hasn't really done anything yet. So yeah, which is pretty cool there. So Will Ospreay, another 5-star match from Dave Meltzer, and also with at Power Struggle, there's gonna be at Wrestle Kingdom. 2 matches that's going to happen. There's been the whole card has almost been fulfilled already, but one of the matches is going to be Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley versus David Finlay for the they're saying it's for the US Championship, but what happened was that David Finlay destroyed the U.S. Championship and the UK Championship, so I think they're going to bring back the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, which is good because that belt's fucking amazing. Unless they bring a new belt, but so yeah, it looks like they're bringing back that belt because Finlay, part of Bullet Club War Dogs, destroyed both belts. So pretty cool there. Another match confirmed for Wrestle Kingdom is Okada versus Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson with a broken oral bone.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's a promo out on social media and on the New Japan. I believe on New Japan YouTube as well, where he challenges Okada and Okada accepts. So I felt this was coming because Okada was like, "Oh, my arm! Oh, my guy!" And he was kind of making fun of Danielson when he after their match. So, which was great heel. I mean, not heel heat, but like just great heat for Okada there. So it's gonna be at Wrestle Kingdom. So it's their first match was amazing at Forbidden Door. I expect it to be even better because in New Japan they even go even harder over there. So. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts? I don't think you'll have any thoughts about this, but I'll give you a chance to respond if anything.
I'm good.
Okay. The Bunny has left. I was gonna say TNA. She may be going back to TNA actually. The Bunny has left AEW as after this two sides mutually agreed to part ways. So any Bunny fans out there, she has left AEW. No word on where she's going next. My speculation could be TNA, but she got killed off on TNA though. Like she actually died. Like she actually got stabbed. So I don't know. They bring her back. I don't know. They gotta tell something, but I don't see her going to WWE or anything like that. She's not really that great in the ring. She may want to be an actress because she's like a huge horror head. I don't know if you know that about her, but she's a huge horror head, and she's like. She was in. I think she was in Terrifier actually.
Which one?
The second one.
I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah. Let me see.
They announced the third one.
Yeah, they did. Hold on. Was she in Terrifier?
I know Chris Jericho was in part 2.
She was in some movie. I want to say it was it Terrifier? Let me see. I'm looking it up real quick. Well, she was in a Lifetime movie, but I don't know. She was in some horror. She's a huge horror fan. Like she's like fucking yeah, like if she I think she may want to be how should I say and want to do horror movies. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's like in some low budget horror movies coming up in the next couple of years.
Puppet Master.
What's that?
Puppet Master.
Yeah, there you go, Puppet Master. Yeah, because Puppet Master, that's her favorite horror franchise, Puppet Master. Yep, that's what it was, Puppet Master.
That's very much out of left field.
Yeah. That's our favorite horror franchise. Yeah. So nice. She was in Puppet Master, but she left. But she's gone from AEW. I wouldn't suspect that go out around that she's gonna go into the horror field, which is if so good for her.
Hey.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. What else I got? There's a couple more things here, I think. Was that it? I thought I had one more news story here. Oh yeah. It's from tonight actually. But Tony Khan announces at AEW Collision that the AEW Continental Classic Tournament is starting on November 22nd, and the first participant announced is Bryan Danielson. So Bryan Danielson has a broken orbital bone right now, but he's gonna be wrestling in this tournament. I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work. But the winner will be crowned at World's End, and the winner of the tournament gets a AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. This tournament is not a regular tournament. It's not like King of the Ring. This is a round robin tournament. So, which I can definitely appreciate. So it's kind of like what they did for the kind of like the G1 in a way. You know what I mean? So that'll be very interesting to see on how they do that and how they execute that. As long as they put credible people in there, be good with that. But outside of that, I don't think I have any more news. I think that is. Let me double check real quick. We already talked about. Obviously, already talked about the CW stuff. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, people.
Yeah. Nothing else. Okay, yeah, that's it.
All right, peeps. We did 2 hours and 20 minutes. Again, sorry that I had to cancel on Wednesday. But yeah, we did it on Saturday. Special Saturday show for you guys. We'll be back at our regularly scheduled schedule Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. Also a note, originally we were going to do the Q&A for the month of November on November the 18th, because, again, this is on me. I thought that there wasn't anything going to happen on the 18th. Come to find out there's a pay-per-view on the 18th, Full Gear, which is actually going to be next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. So, me and Justin talked it over. So, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which is the same week as Survivor Series, we're just going to put a Q&A on there. And special Thanksgiving show for you guys, or pre-Thanksgiving. So, I mean, that's already going to be a packed show, because we're more than likely going to cover Full Gear. And then we're going to do a Survivor Series prediction show. And then end it with a Q&A. So, nice way to rein in the holidays. So you heard it here first, people. But, anyways, as usual, I want to thank my main man, Justin, here. For always coming through and making this show enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to thank everybody else who supports the show, who supports the podcast, who supports us, who supports Justin, all of our friends, all of our listeners. And thank you guys. And we'll be seeing you this Wednesday, same time, same channel. And that's really all I got to say about that. So
that's all I really gotta say about that.
That's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, take care, guys. Have a good rest of the weekend, and peace out.
Peace.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari. It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.
It's Drew Yari.
The Drew Yari Show.